So there is no one correct way to ideate or brainstorm with ChatGPT or any other AI tool. I do want to give you 3 tips though, regardless of how you choose to ideate. The first step to successful ideation is that you want to begin with something. So in week 2, all of you began to brainstorm about what you might like to write a grant or proposal on, and you also got a little bit of feedback from your classmates. In other words, you have an idea, a germ of an idea, you have some feedback on that idea that you can begin to develop. You have a place to start. And when you have something like that, the chances of you getting closer to the end result faster are going to increase versus going into ChatGPT and saying, I got to write this proposal for a class. What do I do? You can see the difference between starting with something and starting essentially with nothing. The second tip I want to give you is to give yourself time to brainstorm or ideate. This is a creative process and it's going to be very difficult to do in 30 seconds or I got 2 minutes here to brainstorm this proposal. Okay, I would carve out a minimum of 30 minutes, but I would even go as far to say up to an hour, where you do nothing but sit and absorb and focus on what you're doing with whatever task that you're choosing to explore. Try to click that creative brain on instead of that critical voice and see what type of rabbit holes that you can jump down to. You can only do that with time. Now, I personally really enjoy brainstorming and ideation, so I actually have to set time limits to stop myself from going too far down the rabbit hole rather than too little time. And finally, the third step is you really want to think about a tool like ChatGPT as a second brain, as a colleague or as a trusted friend who you're just bouncing ideas off of. One of the reasons that I like to collaborate so much, whether that would be with my colleagues or with students, is because I don't necessarily enjoy being in my head 24/7. I want other perspectives and other ideas. And one of the reasons that I like ideating so much with a tool like ChatGPT is it always shoots out ideas that I would have never thought of. Now, a lot of them are junk and they're things that I won't use, but I guarantee if you give yourself the time, if you open yourself up to this being a creative process, ChatGPT is going to generate something very interesting that you would not have thought of otherwise that can potentially help not only provide more scaffolding for whatever project you're working on, but just make it that much better.